There's a reason why women will choose the calm, chill, fun guy over the comedian or the one with the good looks, but he doesn't really have that sense of calmness about him. There's a reason why the men who are perceived as maybe not as attractive as other types of men will be the ones who actually have the most amount of women. And it's not really about having the most amount of women, but it's more about the psychophysiology behind this. It's the calmness, it's the Regal Change old timers will know that it's the solar timeline interface, it's your nervous system. The more at ease with yourself you are, the more women are going to be naturally drawn to you. And you will be like the magnet. You will be the one who repels or attracts, not simply because of the law of attraction. I'm not necessarily a proponent of that. However, I do see its merit and I see what it's actually trying to say. But what I think the law of attraction, for example, really is about is you embodying the outcome, you embodying the person that you want to be. And for example, there was a time where I wanted to see what type of woman I would really be able to attract. I wanted to attract the type of woman who had these different types of characteristics. And then I analyzed what type of man I would need to be to have those types of characteristics. And the more I embodied this, the more I realized it wasn't about having these characteristics. It was about my psychophysiology in regard to those situations. How calm can I handle stress? How calm can I maneuver through the world? How calm can I deal with confrontation? How calm can I be when I am truly in a situation? Like, there's a great example, right? There's a story of a man, and this man was losing it, right? Like he was losing his way at the bar and whatnot, and he came outside and there was a monk, and the monk was there. And instead of trying to fight this guy like the guy wanted, the monk instead decided to just calmly talk to the guy, like, hey, like, tell me about what's going on. Like, how's your family doing? How's this? How's that? You know, the Buddhist monk basically jujitsu'd the guy's energy, right? And this is what the man with the full sack does ultimately, is because he is calm and yet he is always ready. It's like what Bruce Lee says. It's not about being tense, but being ready and fluid in that. That's the whole essence of godlike mastery in regard to how I am the education on that. I aim to be the education of godlike mastery simply because that is who and what the godliness inside of me and the soul of existence yearns to express through me to people. This is what I am the education on. And it's not necessarily something that I am attached to, but it's something that I was this way, I've always been this way, and I've only accepted the embodiment of it, and now we're here. And women are, like, I used to be very upset with women in regard to how many married women were coming after me because of, well, whatever they wanted, right? I didn't know exactly what they wanted. This was a few years ago, and well, it was like 5 or 6 years ago, really. And I was just upset because I thought to myself, how could you do this to your family? You got a guy, like you have a man at home, woman. Like, what are you doing? I wasn't upset with women just because I was upset with women. I was upset because I didn't know why women were so open to cheating with their husband or their, like, I had a woman who blatantly told me, I thought this woman was going to be my wife. And it was only after about a month or so, 2 months, that I found out that she had a whole family at home. She had a whole family. And she was really good at pretending like she didn't have all this. And so now, in retrospect, I look at this and I say, so there is hellishness. Or I look at the heavenliness. I see the good women with the good character traits who actually have some kind of virtue inside them and presence of purity about them. And there's this innocence in regard to them. And I look at them and I say, so there's heavenliness. I don't attach myself to these labels anymore, and I don't necessarily think about how to maneuver. I just am. And that in of itself is very powerful. And I still have, to this day, more women who are already married or in relationships coming after me than I do single women. And I used to think that there was something wrong with me. Like, surely I'm doing something really terrible and I have something I need to fix inside myself if all of these women are coming after me who are already in relationships and such. And over time and experience, it was just like, I have presence. The impact of my presence is more powerful than their perceived vows that they took. And that's just the way that it is. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that that's what it is. And so you might get to a point to where you might not be the greatest looking person or the greatest looking man, right? You might not have all the things together that you really want to, or whatever the case may be. And yet there's a sense of calmness about you, and you're playful. And you know how to be playful. You're not too serious. You can laugh at yourself when you need to, and when you want to, really. I mean, you just don't take yourself too seriously, because you know that if you took yourself too seriously, you'd go crazy and you'd be a psychopath, like the evil wizards who are in control of the powers that be, right? Like you'd be like those psychopaths. And we're not here to be psychopaths. But I would say that there might be some residue from your past that may be needing to be cleared up and cleaned up because of the old timelines that are there and that have captured your solar timeline interface. So your solar timeline interface, you can think about it like this. Light is awareness, and awareness is light. And therefore, the more you operate from a place of love in timelessness, the more light that you emanate from your being. This is what I would say Christ means when he says that you're like a light on the hill that can't be dimmed, right? It's because you see that you are the light and you are who you are. It's like in the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna talks about being the light of the cosmos and the body of the cosmos, and the cosmos as the body of God, right? So it's you realizing and seeing the true essence of your own nature to such a degree in which there's a sense of calmness. And women like this calmness because women are very insecure. I mean, there's never been women that I've met that are more insecure than the most beautiful women I've seen. They are so insecure. I mean, it is truly unfathomable to think about how insecure they are. And you see, once you see how insecure these types of women are, you start to wonder why you ever were a beta simp for them to ever begin with. I mean, because we've all simped before. We've all done that kind of crap before. But it's about whether or not you learn from it or you maneuver forward and you no longer worship the pink palace. If you're going to be a depleted coomer and you're going to focus on worshiping the pink palace, Well, it's better to be like what Nietzsche says is suppose truth is a woman. Okay, that's really something to think about. Suppose truth is a woman. Okay, what then? What then? Well, suppose truth is a woman, and you'll see that you can't really grasp it, but yet you can't really push it away either. In fact, it's kind of annoying to have to see the truth all the time sometimes, because it's not that you don't want to see the truth, it's just like, golly, like this truth will not go away. Like it will not go away. And it's like women sometimes. Any man that knows how annoying women can get when they just want you so bad, if you've never experienced this, this will not make sense to you. But men who have experienced this know that it's super hard to get rid of a woman who genuinely desires you, but she's kind of crazy. It's very difficult. It's like the avoidant woman won't even avoid you when you're having a full sack, right? Like it's unbelievable. And yet at the same time, you don't really need to believe or unbelieve anything. It just is what it is. And that's where the solar timeline interface comes into play. The more at ease you are with your own nervous system, naturally, the more women are going to be drawn to you. It's essentially, it's your virility and it's your capacity to generate resources at will. Because once you're abundance, like you're operating in abundance and you're being abundant, you're no longer having abundance. When you are being abundance, what that means is that even if you wanted to get rid of your resources or your money or whatever, like you couldn't do it. You just couldn't do it because that's being abundant is who you are. And women can sense this too. I mean, this is one of the other reasons why it's perceived that men with like lower testosterone are usually unable to generate resources, or they're the beta bucks, right? They're the beta bucks. That's a term used widely on the internet and the World Wide Web. I don't really care for it, not because it's not really accurate, but because I like to use my own language when I talk about things. I find that the more I cultivate my own language in articulating things like the solar timeline interface within the Regal timeline theory, for those Regal change old timers that are aware of what I'm talking about, or for anything really when it comes to the Regal timeline theory. If you're aware of what I'm talking about here, then you're aware that a lot of this is recreated formalities to describe things that already exist. For example, creativity. I see that as symbolic differentiation because that's what you're doing. You are differentiating symbols, whether in the material or in the immaterial world, spiritual world. And so this symbolic differentiation process is a form, well, it's a formless form of creative abundance and being. This is why women also like men who are creative. I mean, men who have the sense for the theatrical. I realized this in my early 20s, and I'll be 30 in a couple months. I realized this in my early 20s that women had a very soft spot, an affinity, you might say, for those who are theatrical. And it's because they love the drama. And if you as the man can be this controlled chaos where you are completely in control of yourself, but you're going to make it fun and you're going to be playful about life, all of a sudden women just desire to be around that. I mean, really anybody desires to be around that. I've opened more doors within business and otherwise just by being playful than I have at doing anything else. Just playfulness. And yet it's not the It's not that you, like, people think that, oh, if I'm too playful, they won't respect me, though. It's like, no, quite the contrary in my experience. And I'm also, it's not like I want to be playful all the time. Like right now, in the spirit of this moment, I'm very calm. I'm very alert, but I'm not alerted. You see the difference? I'm very aware, but I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just simply speaking from a place of stillness. And in this moment, I am practicing active stillness while expressing these thoughts on this topic. So, with all that being said, I hope that this message was useful and insightful for you. If you're interested in diving more into these deeper topics when it comes to this kind of thing, and this is resonating with you and you are tuning into this signal, do apply to the Godlike Mastery offer that I have, or join the Regal Academy. The Regal Academy, we actually just had a class on mobile psychology yesterday, mobile independent psychology. And so that's now available for the premium tier members in there. And that was a really great class. I was very pleased with the outcome of the class, even though I wasn't attached to the outcome. I was very pleased with the outcome, and I was very pleased with the engagement from the members that attended to that class. And I hope that everybody, no. People who tune into that signal will be transformed. I don't hope they will be, I know they will be. And this is something that we must be more attuned to in ourselves. We must be more aware of the signals that we are tuning into. Otherwise, we're going to just be tuning into static and not even know it. So, stay blessed, be blessed, peace be with you. Until next time.